And good morning, everyone, to our Monday morning miracle call. And I'm going to turn everything over to today's host of the house, Sunshine Rose.
Good morning, everybody. What a wonderful way to start our week as a community and live younger, to be together and share our stories and say, well, how have you been using these wonderful patches? And the first 15 minutes of this half-hour call will be dedicated to X39 only. Your stories, or even a question, if you have a question about X39, you're welcome to do so. And in this call, just know one of our rules is you may not say a disease name. You may say symptoms. We'll get it. And just tell us, how you've used the X39 and some results that you've had, or even if it's a friend. So I'm going to kind of keep time for you guys a little bit because we want to stay as brief as possible. So 30 seconds to a minute. So if you hear this little chime, that means, well, you've taken up 30 seconds. We'll give you a minute. How's that?
We didn't hear the chime. Play it again.
Okay, I'll play it again. Maybe I'll put it closer to my speaker, huh? How's this?
Yes, we heard it.
Okay, so if I ring it twice, it's like you've been on a whole minute. Time to cool it. All right, so if you'd like to say something, please raise your hand, which is done at the bottom of your screen. And it's under the word reactions. So you just would click the lower one at the bottom that says raise or lower hand. So just raise or lower your hand, keep your hand up so I know you're still speaking, and then lower it when you're done, please. Okay, so just raise your hands if you have something to say. And I see Linda Addington is first. Go for it.
Hey, so you guys, I started hiking in the last month or so, and I'm outdoors for hours at a time. And with the X39, I'm not getting any sunburn at all. And I don't even wear a hat. So I'm just loving that. And I'm sharing that with friends because I know people that work outdoors and could benefit from that kind of protection.
Absolutely. And another thing I've heard that helps is our night cream.
Oh.
To help, prevent sunburn. Thank you so much, Linda. Okay, Jennifer Starr, you're next.
Good morning, everyone. Linda, that's what I've been noticing too. Ever since I heard David Schmidt talk about, how X39 is so good for our skin protection. And I've been noticing I've used less and less of my sunscreen barrier for the sun, and I haven't noticed anything. And I do use the Elevita night cream just as a hydrator. I was thinking about this morning when I started this X39 journey, within the first few days, I noticed the pain in my hands disappearing and the pain in my toes, which I'm a hiker, so it was really noticeable. And that was something that was really exciting to me. It got me going on this, going, oh, I see something's going on. Had lots of little small things, good sleep, lots of energy, lots of things happening. Then I went through a few months where, I can understand how my customers kind of say, is anything going on? Is this actually working? And because I went through a plateau like that. But what was so exciting was, I think it was 9 months in, I went to have my annual labs. And my medical doctor said, wow, you must have really adjusted your diet, because I see no evidence of that imbalance in cholesterol that I had for 12 years. And she said, you're right in the middle of normal range. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And I hadn't changed my diet because I always eat really healthy, but as much as I can. But what was exciting to me is I got to share it with her, and she says, oh, you know me, I'm a skeptic. I can't believe that would be actually. I said, well, I'm going to send you all the materials. You can read it. but, just for yourself, experiment. And she said, well, I'll look into it. And a month after that, she wrote back and said, this is compelling. Let's wait till your next exam to see what else has changed, and maybe I'll be a believer.
Yay. Way to go, Jennifer. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay, our next person is Christina.
Hey y'all, so I wanted to share, I recently, my parents have both been on X39 for about 11 months. And my mom actually had a surgery about 3 or 4 years ago. And the surgery was a back surgery. And she ended up coming out of it with extreme pinching and pain between her shoulder blades. And they told her there was nothing that she could do about it. So of course I was new to X39, and I went over and started patching her up with different patches. She just realized last week that the pain left and she forgot. And she hasn't had it since last year in like July, which is insane. And the other thing is my dad actually, he was going through lots of issues, urinary issues, prostate issues, and it's been going on for years. And I didn't know about it till about 3 weeks ago. And I had been talking to him and he told me, well, they diagnosed me with this and this and this. And we just got word that he has something extremely critical and like very serious. And so I helped him change his diet. I said, maybe this will help the patches. And his kidney function has improved since May 2nd till Thursday from 16 to 30. And we started moving his patch down near his kidneys. So he is doing phenomenal. And I can't even imagine what it would be like if we didn't have these patches. So I just wanted to share that with y'all today.
Almost a miracle, but it's science.
Yes.
Goodness. What a wonderful story. Thank you so much, Christina.
Thank you.
And anyone else? I don't see any more hands up. Anybody else? Come on, okay, here's Heidi. Come on in, Heidi.
Good morning, Sun Shower. I'm a former motorcyclist who had an injury, and prior to wearing X39, I wasn't able to do a full swing around on my left shoulder. I'm an ambidextrous tennis player, and so I can now serve on either side, having worn X39 for 6 weeks.
Another amazing story. They just keep rolling out. They just keep rolling out. All righty. Thank you so much, Heidi. And Christina? Is this a different Christina?
Yes, this is Christina Hawley from Colorado.
Yes, please.
I just wanted to tell you, one of our new brand partners, Patty, she just texted me this morning and said that her husband has had a lot of pain go away just in 4 days. And so she's super excited about that. And she, and yeah, there's some other things, but I'm not sure how to explain them. She has, oh, I know. So she has a transplant and she wants to use the X39 and she's been told not to. And so she wants to know why. Does anybody know why she can't?
Well, X39 is an immune booster. And if she's on immune suppressors, that's a contraindication. Does that answer your question?
I think so. She's on right now. So that's what she asked me to ask. Sorry. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that my husband had a really bad headache. Can I talk about a different patch?
Can you come back on in 5 minutes?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
All right.
I'll bring you back on, Christina. Thanks for your question. And Gregory, if you had anything else you wanted to add to what I said, please do.
No, I think you covered it. It's exactly it. It's counterproductive if they're on an immune suppressant to not be using an immune booster. And that'd be something she'd have to speak with her doctor about.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, and I see a handout that says Zoom user and this person's muted. I'm not sure who this would be. Zoom user, are you ready to unmute?
I think I did.
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know your name.
My name is Kathy Loudermilk, and
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of on my phone and babysitting, so I'm just going to leave it like this for a couple minutes. But I have a question. What about the X39 on someone who has a pacemaker?
I believe that's just fine, right, Gregory?
Totally fine. No contraindications at all.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then I'll share. I have an 84-year-old customer who was anxious to get started. She has problems with her lower back. I'll just say that. And I kept telling her or explaining to her that you need to do 12 hours on, 12 hours off. So she started setting an alarm to remind her, but she would wear it for a day and a half. And she's got up 3 days later and she said, this pain is getting worse in my back. And I said, take it off, leave it off for 12 hours, go to sleep and get up and then put it on. And she texted me the next day and she said, I left it off. I want you to know I slept like a baby and I have no more pain.
Yay.
And I said, now you know why you're supposed to rest. And she said, I got it. So she's so excited now and she's on the right track and things are looking up for her.
Oh, you're very welcome, and please remind her to be well hydrated.
Absolutely.
All righty. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Our next person is Dr. Diane, please.
I did a little experiment yesterday. I've been using X39 and X49 faithfully. And for my workout, I decided to just try the X49. So I started my workout and I felt really weak with the things that I normally do. Did one set and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Went back to the locker room, got an X39, put that on, and my energy came back up immediately. So I was like, this is from the time it took to walk from the locker room back to the bench. It was like amazing. I just felt the whole shift in my energy. So I wanted to share that.
Oh, that's lovely. I do the same. I wear both X39 and X49 whenever I'm working out. And I never feel any soreness. I don't seem breathy, or anything like that. It's just amazing.
Well, I do have to say, if I don't use the X49, I've forgotten a couple times and I am sore after. So that makes a big difference. But the energy comes from the X39 was amazing.
Yep, no kidding. Thank you so much, Dr. Diane. Okay, Darlene. Oh, wait, we got Kate first. Oh, who came on first?
I think Darlene was on first. So go
Darlene,
ahead.
okay, please come on.
Okay. I have a customer that has a friend who has the problem where food gets stuck in the folds of your colon possibly, and it's painful, does violent throw up, and wanted to know if anyone has had that issue and the patches have helped.
Gregory, do you have an answer for that?
I don't have an answer for that one. Sorry.
Well, I have a thought. I mean,
You're funny.
how
You're
about
crazy.
Eon as a relaxer? Eon? Maybe
Okay.
two. I mean, you can stack these things, you can put them in various places, you know, your body will tell you if it doesn't want the second one, take it right off.
Does anybody else have a suggestion?
Yeah, does anyone?
Darlene?
I do. And,
Yeah,
And
go ahead, Ann. Thank you.
you know, I've listened to Dr. Nicholas share and have had, there was one woman that was sharing her story about all kinds of stomach issues. And actually she had gotten some kind of a flu and she used SP6 and found SP6 right on her abdomen was very beneficial. So I would really, suggest SP6 with the Eon. I think is a great kind of combination with the two. So that would be my suggestion to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne. Anne is a wonderful contributor and a former RN and is often a speaker on our health practitioners call on Tuesday evenings. So we really thank Anne for her contributions always. All
You know,
right.
just on that same topic, excuse me, this is Jennifer. I
Okay.
heard it on one of the doctor's calls, and I don't remember who it was, but the SP6 being something that's really useful for digestion. And I had a day with stomach cramp or intestinal cramps, and I put one right on my belly, and it really helped. But I've also found just for heartburn, whenever I have one of those occasional bouts of it, the SP6 right on my stomach seems to make a huge difference. So I'm wondering if it's related in some way to the whole digestive.
Thank you for that. Well, we can always experiment. That's the beauty of this. We're in charge of our own bodies. We get to do what we want and put whatever patches wherever we want and see if the thing works. If it doesn't, just take it off. Okay, we have a few more hands and now we're past 8:15 my time. And so we can actually introduce some of the other patches now, which we've been sneaking in. All right, Kate, please.
Oh, good morning. I want to share about my new brand partner whose eye condition, the one that causes vision to fail from the center of the eye, and you can see on the edges, on her very first day with X39, had 7 tweaks or changes in her eye that she could feel that left her with improved vision.
Oh my.
I was so thankful.
Wow, that's impressive stuff. That's sort of like me with my smeller. I couldn't smell
Yes.
my whole life and
Yeah.
suddenly I can smell. I mean, it took a couple of years of consistently wearing the X39, but boy, was that a surprise, a pleasant one. And thank you so much, Kate. And how about Sarah?
Hello.
Go for it, Sarah.
My brother-in-law about a year ago called us to say goodbye. His doctor had told him that he has about 3 weeks to live. He'd had many operations and was considered to have an inoperable condition. And so he called to say goodbye. And he said that the doctor told him to put his papers in order, and he didn't even have the energy for that. So we sent him X39, and he rang back a couple of days later. We sent it by special delivery. He said, I can't believe it. This morning, I jumped out of bed, went to the garage and did my usual, boxing and my routine that I used to do 6 months ago. And he said, I feel so good. 3 months later, he went back to the doctor, and the doctor was surprised to see him still alive. And, and they ran some tests, and they said every organ in his body had been rejuvenated. And now, a year later, or it's over a year, he went back to the doctor, and the doctor said his condition is like 10 years younger. He's like 74. And so he's got the condition of a 64-year-old man. So that's been an amazing miracle story for us.
Fabulous. I
think you should have a Monday morning miracle award, and I think you just won it, Sarah. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much, David Schmidt.
One of my favorite things to say to people, which really turns their heads, is, well, it seems like my biological clock is turning backwards. All righty, we have 3 more people with their hands up, and we have about 5 more minutes. So please, Linda Miller, come on in.
Good morning. I wanted to tell you about my husband, who I've been patching out for quite a while. He's an MD who has embraced alternative. Anyway, he doesn't have a lot of pain, and he fell and injured his shoulder. And so I said, okay, let's patch you up for that, because I've never really used an ice wave on him. So I put the X39, the ice wave, and Eon And this morning I said, so how are you feeling this morning? And he said, I feel better. He said, that's amazing. So, I mean, it was really, it was very reassuring for him to, and I said, you know, because he has a sugar problem. And so I've been patching him for that because he also had muscle neuropathy. And his legs have gotten much better. And I said, the reason you are doing so well with all of these issues you're having is because I've been patching you. And I said, now you realize how powerful these patches are. So that's my story today.
Just beautiful. I just love being on this call.
Yeah, me too.
I think a whole bunch of other people do too. All righty. Thank you so much, Linda. And now Linda Addington.
Hi. Hey, Linda, thank you for sharing that about sugar issues, because one of my customers, she said she was addicted to chocolate, and one of the main things she noticed on X39 was that she no longer has this craving for chocolate. She lost like 9 pounds. She's tiny. She's like 5 foot and 89 pounds now. It's like, oh my God. And one other thing about the hiking, we're in elevations of 8,000 and 9,000 feet. And I've been using the energy patches on my lungs and putting some Eon on my knee, because it helps with the breathing, and I have good energy. And then coming down, you know, descent can be hard on the knees, and I'm finding that Eon is really supporting that. And then, you know, I might have a little pain in my knee or my feet coming down, but when the hike is over, I feel great. I don't have any soreness or achiness and nothing like that. It just feels good to be outside and breathing fresh air.
How cool that these patches work with our bodies so well, and we're our own resource. So it's the light. I mean, the frequency. I mean, what? This is crazy. Thank you so much, Linda. And we're back to, is it another Zoom user or is it the same Zoom user?
No, it's another one.
Okay. What's your name and where are you?
I'm Hank Hammerlin, and I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I don't know if she's on. She's one of my new brand partners, but her daughter had her jaw like a locked jaw, and she put the half of the X39 on her jaw, and she looked at her mom and said, "I can't believe the pain isn't there." And her mother said, "It can't work that fast. Give it a few more minutes." And she goes, "Mom, it really doesn't hurt." She said, "Can you put it on the other side?" And so they put it on the other side, and she was able to release that pain. Yay for X39.
Pretty amazing. Did I hear you that she only put half of the X39 on? So she actually cut it?
No, she just took the pill. You know, she just took one side off.
Oh, okay. I actually think it's working 100%, if I'm right, Gregory.
Well, she didn't want to waste if she didn't get any results, she didn't want to use it on her. So she was just experimenting. So there you go.
Am I right, Gregory, though, that the X39 is working?
I was sidetracked and I didn't hear the.
Oh,
I was listening, and the patch, the adhesive backing has nothing to do with the activity of the patch. As soon as it's from 0 to 3 inches from your body, it's activated. The adhesive backing is a convenience to make it stick. So it's always working 100%. And you never cut the patches. Just
she didn't cut
okay.
She just took one side of the adhesive off.
Yeah, which is great. And she got full activity of the patch.
Yes.
By taking off half the, just placing it near the body, it's active, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'll say I do that kind of with the Silent Night, because I put it on before I go to bed and I take it off 7 hours later. So I use it 2 or at least a couple of times. So I take half off to one night and then the other half put on the next night. If you're only going to use it for a short period of time, you could do that. And it works just fine.
Okay, thank you, hon.
Absolutely. We can take one more question, and that would be from Martha, please.
Good morning. I have been using only X39. I've only used the Ice Wave one time, which was very amazing. But on the X39, I've never colored my hair, and I started getting a gray streak right here over the past few years, and it got kind of big, and it's gone. I'm pretty excited about that. And about, the no sunburning, varicose veins are going away. So lots of really kind of fun things were happening there, including my eyebrows are growing back. So lots of fun. And it's only been, I don't know, I think I've been on it maybe 8 months, 9 months.
Fabulous, Martha. Yeah, I have to agree with you. My hair is getting darker all the time. I used to be a brunette. I'm guessing next year, this time, my hair will look like yours.
I'm hoping I'm excited, but someone was talking about the eye disorder where you have only, and I have my mom doing the patches, and she has not seen results yet. She's only been on them about 4-ish months, but her eyes look amazing, and I haven't seen them look like that in years. So we're continuing to watch and track. So thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Actually, we're at 26 minutes after the hour. Gregory and Robin, would you like to take these last two or no?
Go
Yeah,
for it.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Okay, Zoom
and-
user, whichever one you want, please speak up.
Okay, well, here we are. Well, hello, everyone, and great job, Sunflower. Sunshower. I keep wanting to call you Sunflower because you're just like a flower in the morning.
And he loves
Yeah,
sunflowers.
and I love sunflowers. Sunshower. And we're going to see some other of our directors have kind of stepped up and volunteered to start hosting the Monday morning call. And thank you, Sunshower. Fantastic job. You just brighten up everybody's day, as do all of our contributors. Thank you, everyone contributing. And, we're having so much fun on Monday mornings that we've had a discussion on a director's call last Wednesday, and we decided we maybe need to have more testimonials. So Robin, you want to talk about what we're going to do tomorrow night on Tuesday night?
Yes, so we're going to mix things up a little bit because we're always living in the question of what can we do even better. And we do know that the fastest growing teams are really growing using testimonials. So we want to have more opportunities. Not everyone can make Monday morning, but maybe they can make Tuesday night. So on Tuesday nights, we're going to alternate hosts on Tuesday nights. Also, we're going to start out with testimonials. Tomorrow night, we're doing our first one, and we've asked the directors to show up and model compliant testimonials. Like Sunshower said, we talk symptoms only, and we keep them brief. Brief is really important. The most powerful stories are brief. So our directors are going to model testimonials. If you have one and you're compliant, raise your hand tomorrow night also, because we want to get a bunch. Then we will bring our practitioner on and we'll do it the conventional way. And then there will be time for you to share. We won't need stories
Q&A.
at that time. It'll be Q&A because we've already done the stories up front. So we want to get more and more of our leaders involved. And when you're a director and above, we want you on our calls, hosting and facilitating the calls. So that's what we're up to.
And we not only want to get more of our leaders on, but we put them on because we want to get more of your prospects and your customers on. So we're going to take that front end that I usually do, that first 7 minutes outlining who the company is and David Schmidt and what is phototherapy, because most of the people have watched a video and heard that. So we're really going to shift to Tuesday night. We're experimenting with it because info tells, stories sell. And so we're going to make the whole front end of Tuesday night stories, testimonials, and then we'll bring on our healthcare practitioners and do that Q&A, which will also be very interesting for customers and prospects.
Yeah, it's really, really valuable to bring your prospects to Monday morning and Tuesday night.
And Dr. Stewart, I see you have your hand up again. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Well, I just had a question. One of my customers said they saw a video with somebody that has a lot of videos on instruction, and they said that the patch can melt like in the mailbox. So I didn't know if that was possible. So I said I'd reach out and ask about it.
Good question. David has actually put some extra protection in the patches, and they say if it's in 110 degrees for 7 days in a row, you got trouble. But
Oh.
I don't know too many places that experience that unless they're sitting in your trunk and you forgot about them.
Or your
But-
dashboard.
Or your dashboard, but they are protected against heat. And some people who live in really hot climates like Arizona, they love the maintenance kits because they're not sure when they can get to their mailbox or whatever. So they order ahead of time if it's a really hot, and they are covered for several months.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Great. So also on tonight's call, special guest.
Oh my gosh, tonight we have a new director and a new presidential this evening. So we're really excited to share with you Kathy Wong and Michael and Tracy Joe Jaco, who just made presidential. Kathy helped him get there by becoming a director. So it's fun how there's that chain reaction. You know, one manager makes someone a director, makes someone one of those upper ranks. It's very, very exciting. So we'll get to hear from them tonight.
So that's pretty much what we had to share. So if you'd like to, and thank you again, Sunshower.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So that's a great job. And if everyone would like to unmute and say their farewells, have a blessed day, and we'll see and talk to many of you on the call tonight.
Thank you.
Great job, Sunshine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great Monday.
Wonderful
call.
Thank you.
Loved your call.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
very much.
Nice to meet you. Have a lovely day, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. That was
Bye,
great.
thank you.
Bye.
Lively, clear hosting.